earlier classes we have discussed about the percentage. The percentage will be calculated out of 100. If we take any one of the things and say that this much of percentage we have, for example 20% of the books. If we take that, this 20% will be calculated out of 100. So this 20% will be taken out of 100. So we have for each 120 books we have, for 120 books we have. So that's the reason we'll take 20% of the books. That's the reason we call it as 20% of the books. So any percentage, if we have, we call it is a percentage that will be calculated out of 100. So if we say 40% of the books or pens, if we take, then this percentage out of 100. So out of 100 we have 40 pens, then we call it as a percentage. So this is 40%. Always percentage will be calculated out of 100. So we know this concept we have learned previously. So how the things will be converted from the fraction to decimal and the fraction to percentage, decimal to percentage and the percentage to fraction. Let's discuss about these all the topics. Starting with the converting the fraction to decimal. Fraction can be converted into the decimal. If you take 2 by 5, it's a fraction. We need to change into decimal. We need to change this one into decimal. So 2 by 5. So here there is denominator 5. So it is difficult to find out into decimal place. So we have another method we have learned in previous class. So that is previous class we have learned. That is 2 by 5 can be written as, then multiply with the constant number 20 5s and to 20. The reason of multiplying by 20 is, so 5 is multiplied by 20, then we get 100, because always we know the decimal, we need to get that decimal in the decimal form. So the denominator if it is 100 or 10 or 1000, then the fraction can be written as the simple form, and the simple form we can write it. So that's the reason we are multiplying this 5 by 20. So if we multiply this 5 by 20, 5 into 20, it becomes 100. So then this fraction can be written easily in the form of decimal. That's the reason we have multiplied this 20 by 20. So this is 40 by 100. So now we know how to change this fraction into decimal. So we have learned that is here 2 zeros we have. So we get it 2 decimal places after the decimal point. So 0.40. If 3 decimal places, if 3 zeros we have, then we get 3 decimal places here. So after 0, in the similar form, in the similar way we change this fraction into decimal. Let us take some other example. That is 5 by 6. So in this case, 5 by 6. So in 6, the denominator should become 10 or 100 or 1000. But in this case, it is not possible, because 6 is not the multiple. 6 is, if we multiply with some number, we don't get 100. So 6 is not the factor of 100. 6 is not the factor of 100. So that's the reason we cannot make this into 100 into some number and get denominator 100. So in this form, in this situation, what we need to do, we will divide this fraction and change this one into decimal. Then it will be easy for us. So let's divide 5 by 6. So it's not possible to divide because this is a greater quotient is greater than divisor. So let's take 0 and then we get 1 0 here. So now let's multiply. 6 8s are 48. Now it's possible to divide. So 48 we got. So subtraction 2. Then we know we have taken the decimal point. So and once we can take 1 0. So let's take 0. Now 3 times 3 6 are 18. 2 again the same process 3 times 18. It continues because this is non-terminating decimal we call. If it repeats continuously without stopping, the same number, not the same number, or not the same number, if the same number, then we call it is non-terminating and repeating decimal. If it is different number, non-terminating and repeating, non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. This is repeating because this is 0.833 and so on. We get and so on. We are making this is a non-terminating decimal. In this form, we change this fraction. We convert this fraction to the decimal. This is a concept about changing the fraction to decimal. So let's go to the next one, that is converting fraction to percentage. By 5. Let's take the same thing, 2 by 5. This we need to change fraction, change it to percentage. We need to change it to percentage. So 2 by 5 is a fraction. Change it to percentage. We know we have learned the fraction. The fraction is nothing but converting a fraction to this percentage. And the percentage is out of 100, we know, but this is a fraction, so we need to take this 2 by 5 and multiply by 100. We will be getting this how much, what is the percentage we get for this fraction. So the fraction we have taken and multiplied by 100. So that's the reason we multiply by 100. Then we get what is the percentage for the 2 by 5 fraction. So let's cancel this. Because the denominator and the numerator 20, so then we write 2 into 20 is 40, so 40%. We have 2 by 5 is called 40%. When we change this 2 by 5 fraction to the percentage, then it becomes 40%. 40 is a percentage. So let's take another example. So for example, if we take 1 by 5. So this, if we change it to percentage, we get 1 by 5 into 100. Let's multiply by 100. So we get what we get. Let us see. This will cancel, and this 20 times again. So 20%. So 1 by 5 is 20%, as we know. This because as we know, what is the percentage? Percentage means is out of 100. So 20 by 100. So we know. This is just we have changed again the fraction to verify it. It's 20 by 100. So this is 20 out of 100. So that means out of 5 is 1 only, because we cancel 1 by 5 with the same thing. So 20 parts out of 100. 20 parts out of 100 parts, and then it becomes 1 part out of 5. So 1 part is out of 5. So that is the verification. We can balance both the things. So this is a changing the fraction into the percentage in this form. So this is the easiest method. And then one thing we can observe, there is a denominator 5. So we cancel this 100 easily. So we take another example with the same factor 1 by 10 into 100. Then it is also very easy to cancel. This is 10 times it cancels. So 10%. So 1 by 10 is changed into percentage. Then it becomes 10%. Let's see that is a not factor of 5, 1 by 3. Then what happens? Let us see. It becomes 33, 1 by 3%. This form will divide because it's a fixed fraction we get. So let's go to the next concept, converting decimal to the percentage. The topic is converting decimal to the percentage. So you know that we have discussed about earlier how to change this fraction to decimal. And now let's take any decimal point, 0.05. Let's change this decimal to the percentage. We need to change it to percentage. So 0.05. First thing, we need to change this decimal into the fraction. We have learned how we have changed the decimal into the fraction in previous classes. So 0.05 is the decimal. Let's change it to fraction. Then fraction can be changed into percentage, as we have written here. We have learned just before. So 0.05. Let's change this value to the fraction. That is, it becomes 5 divided by 100. So the reason is here after the decimal point we have 2 decimal places. decimal point and 2 decimal places we have, and it becomes divided by 100. So 2 decimal places, it becomes 100, and to the percentage we need to change now, as we know that how to convert this fraction to the percentage. So let's write 5 by 100 into 100 to change to percentage. Now it becomes percentage directly. So it becomes percentage. So let's write into 100. So in this 100 because this is a numerator and denominator, we cancel. So we get 5. So 5%. So what we understood that decimal is changed to the percentage, and directly we multiply by 100, we'll be getting 5 because this is the decimal, and we change this into 100, 0.05 into 100, we get 5. So directly we can write, but without changing this into the fraction and again percentage. But according to the process, let's write the same process of the fraction, then percentage will change. So at the starting stage we'll do in this manner how we have changed to fraction then decimal. So after getting the practice, we can write directly how we have changed, how we can change this decimal to the percentage. Let's take some other example on this. So converting the decimal to the percentage, decimal 0.025, decimal, we need to change it to percent. So as we know, we have learned just before how we need to change this to the fraction first. So 0 to 5 divided by 100, 1000, because this is after the decimal point, we have 3 decimal places. So we need to change it to the percentage. So 0 to 5, 5000 into 100. So into 100. So because we know we need to change this one into the fraction. Sorry, we need to change this one into percentage. So that's the reason we multiplied by 100. So let's cancel this 2 zeros because this is a numerator and denominator. Then we get 25 by 10. So 25 by 10, as we know. Let's change the decimal again because this already becomes percentage. It becomes percentage. This is the percentage. 25 by 10%. That means 25 by 10% is 2.5 because there is 1 0. So we get into the percentage 2.5%. So what we have understood here is when we take this one into 100, we take this decimal point and change it, multiply by 100, then we get 2.5. Directly we can get. So in this process also we can do. This is the longest process. This is not long process. We have some certain process we have. So 1000 divided by 1000 fraction, then again percentage. So let's go to the next concept, that is percentage to the fraction. Percentage, we need to change it to fraction, as we know how we have just before we have learned about the percentage. It is out of 100. So let's write percentage to the fraction, 50% to the fraction, we need to change it to fraction. So percentage, we know it's calculated out of 100, so 50 by 100, and this is, we need to change it to the fraction, or it is fraction. So because when we have taken this percentage out of 100, it's automatically became fraction. So this in simplification way, we simplify this one. We get 5 1 0 will be cancelled. This 5 by 10. We get 1 by 2. So as a fraction. So 50% is nothing but 1 by 2. Then we change this into the fraction. So 50% is nothing but 1 by 2. So let's take some other example how to change this percentage to the fraction. So 33%. 33%. It's 33% means we know 33 by 100. So as we know, this is cannot be cancelled because this is the numerator odd number and odd number and the number cannot be cancelled. It doesn't have any common factor. So we cannot cancel percentage to fraction. So up to now we have learned about the converting the fraction to decimal, the fraction to percentage, decimal to percentage, and percentage to the fraction. So let's go to the next concept.